The César Awards, France's version of the Oscars, one of the most prestigious film ceremonies in the world. On February 26, 2026, Jim Carrey walked onto that stage to accept a Lifetime Achievement Award. And within hours, the internet decided that man was not Jim Carrey. Today, we're going down a rabbit hole, and I promise you, by the end of this, you're going to question everything you think you know about celebrity culture, aging, and why the internet has completely lost its mind. Let's set the scene. Jim Carrey, the Jim Carrey, Ace Ventura, The Mask, The Truman Show, one of the most recognizable faces on the planet, and he hadn't been seen in public since November 2025. No red carpets, no interviews, no social media, just gone. He'd spoken in interviews about stepping back from Hollywood, about painting and sculpting, about living a quiet life far away from the noise. And then, out of nowhere, he shows up in Paris to accept an honorary César d'honneur, a Lifetime Achievement Award previously given to legends like Julia Roberts and Clint Eastwood. The second those photos and clips hit Twitter and TikTok, people lost it. Comments flooded in. That is not Jim Carrey. Where is his face? They sent a clone. They literally sent a clone. This man looks 30 years older overnight. Now, here's where it gets actually interesting. The conspiracy would have just been another celebrity looks different moment. And honestly, that happens all the time. People age. It's not that deep. But then, a British drag artist and master of disguise named Alexis Stone entered the chat. Stone is famous, genuinely famous, for transforming himself into other celebrities using prosthetics and makeup, so convincing it's borderline unsettling. If you haven't seen his work, look him up after this. Stone posted on Instagram what appeared to be prosthetics and a wig, closely matching Jim Carrey's look that night, along with a cryptic caption that seemed to suggest he had been the one on that stage, not Jim Carrey. The internet went nuclear. Now, here's what actually happened. Stone's post was later flagged by AI image detectors as digitally altered. His team never formally confirmed any stunt. It appears to have been a troll, exactly the kind of thing Stone does for attention, and it worked perfectly. But by then, it didn't matter. The seed was planted, and it grew fast. Within 24 hours, there were dedicated Reddit threads, TikTok breakdowns with millions of views, actual journalists writing full debunking articles. And then the thing happened that nobody expected. The César Awards, one of the oldest film institutions in the world, had to release an official statement confirming that Jim Carrey was a real human being who physically attended their ceremony. They had to prove he existed. Think about what that means. A 100-year-old institution defending themselves against a troll post and a viral clone theory. That is the world we live in right now. Here's the thing though. Jim Carrey is not alone in this. This exact same conspiracy pattern has played out over and over again throughout modern celebrity culture. Paul McCartney, supposedly replaced in 1966 after a fatal car crash, a lookalike named William Campbell, according to the theory, took his place. The Paul is dead conspiracy has survived 6 decades. 6 decades. Avril Lavigne supposedly died young and was replaced by a girl named Melissa. There are entire websites, still active in 2026, dedicated to this theory, with side-by-side photo comparisons and alleged proof. Eminem, Beyonce, even Keanu Reeves, though honestly, if you told me Keanu had been secretly replaced by a kinder, more enlightened version of himself, I'm not sure anyone would complain. So why does this keep happening? Here's what's actually going on. When a celebrity disappears from public life for an extended period, like Carrey did, and then reappears, our brains do something interesting. We compare the before version, the version frozen in our memory, to the now version, aging in real time. And when those two images don't match, our brain doesn't default to, he got older. Our brain flags it as wrong, as suspicious, as not the same person. Psychologists connect this to how we store celebrity faces as fixed cultural icons, not as evolving human beings, but as permanent images, like a logo, like a brand. We froze Jim Carrey in 1994, Rubberface, Slapstick, The Mask, and then a 64-year-old man walked onto a stage in Paris, quieter, slower, grayer, and our collective brain rejected it. That's not a conspiracy, that's psychology. Now, I want to go one level deeper, because the clone theory is interesting on its own, but there's a darker current running underneath all of this. We are living in 2026. The Epstein files dropped. Political trust is near historic lows. People are not just skeptical of celebrities, they're skeptical of institutions, of official statements, of anything that comes with the label confirmed. And that context changes everything about how conspiracy theories spread. There's a film called Eyes Wide Shut, Stanley Kubrick's final movie, released in 1999. It depicts powerful elites operating in secret societies, living by completely different rules than everyone else. Kubrick died 6 days after submitting his final cut to the studio. For years, the idea that he was silenced for what the film depicted was considered fringe, paranoid, the kind of thing people whispered about in dark corners of the internet. In 2026, that theory is trending again, and this time, mainstream media isn't completely dismissing it. I'm not saying any of this is true. I'm saying the atmosphere right now is one where people are primed to believe it, where official statements feel like cover-ups, where a man accepting an award in Paris can, within hours, become evidence of a shadowy replacement program. These conspiracies aren't really about celebrities, they're about trust. And right now, trust is at a historic low. So here's the actual story. Jim Carrey was at the César Awards. It was him. His publicist confirmed it. The event organizers confirmed it. Multiple journalists present confirmed it. But beyond that, the reason he was there matters. He spent 8 months preparing his acceptance speech in French, not because he had to, because he wanted to honor something deeply personal. In his speech, he spoke about his French-Canadian roots, tracing his ancestry back 300 years to a man named Marc-François Carré, born in Saint-Malo, France, who crossed the ocean to build a life in Canada. That's where Jim Carrey comes from. That was the moment he was trying to create, and it got buried under memes, under side-by-side photos, under 30-second TikToks asking, "Is this even real?" According to someone close to him, Carrey wasn't hurt by the comments about how he looked. He was baffled, genuinely baffled that a sincere, months-in-the-making tribute to his family's heritage became a conspiracy theory punchline overnight. That's the part that stays with me. The celebrity industrial complex has trained us to consume famous people as products, as frozen images, as brands with faces attached, not as human beings who age, who go quiet, who spend 8 months writing a speech in a second language because it means something to them. We don't let them be people, and when they show up as people, older, different, changed, we don't accept it. We call it a conspiracy. That's the story, the clone theory that forced an awards organization to confirm a man exists. The internet at its most chaotic, and maybe underneath all of it, at its most revealing. If you want more breakdowns like this, where we pull apart the moment, look at what's underneath, and try to figure out what it actually says about the world, make sure you're subscribed, and drop a comment below. Do these clone conspiracy theories say more about us, or about celebrities? I genuinely want to know what you think. See you in the next one.